Everyone, I'm Melanie Raye, and today I'm going to do kind of a multi-book review for you. I am reviewing the Hunger Games book series, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. Now, when I first heard about these books, I wasn't sure that it was something that I was going to be into because, well, all I knew about it was that it was about death, and horrible death, the death of children. But I had so many friends who recommended it to me that I couldn't resist, and so I decided to pick up the first book, The Hunger Games, and I was instantly hooked. Not only is it a story about empathy and oppression, it's also all about the idea that as long as you care about someone else more than you care about yourself, no one can control you, and it doesn't matter what happens to you. It has a very easy read. It's very fast-paced. I got through this book in 2 hours. The characters are really well developed. You find yourself really relating to the main heroine, Katniss, at least I did, and who can't help but love Primrose, her little sister, and Peter, one of the main guys, who is in the games with Katniss, is like the epitome of everything I want in a guy, basically. So this was a fantastic book, and so I decided to move on to Catching Fire, the second book in the series. This is actually my favourite of the 3. There's so much action and adventure and excitement. I love the unity that comes between all of the victors who are then selected to go back into the arena again. I also love the character development of Wyrus and Beatty, aka Nuts and Bolts. They're just such funny characters, and you can really connect to them as well. There's also a development in the love kind of triangle relationships between Katniss, Peter, and Gale. And I love how in the books you really get to hear Katniss's inner thoughts because the books are written in first person as her. So I think that's what makes these books so awesome, is you feel like you're reading someone's diary a lot of the time, and that's a really cool feeling. So then it was time to read the final book in the series, Mockingjay. Now, Mockingjay has some very interesting plot twists, so spoiler alert here, if you haven't read the third book and you don't want to know what happens, you might want to end it here. But Peter, of course, has been kidnapped by the Capitol, and at first Katniss thinks he's doing okay, but then she realised he's been tortured and brainwashed and actually thinks that Katniss is his enemy. And so when he finally escapes the Capitol, he comes after Katniss and tries to kill her. And it's a long road back to having Peter remember who Katniss is and that he actually loves her, which is the most heart-rending thing ever. Another thing that I loved about this book, even though it's so tragic, is that Primrose actually dies, and it feels like the books have almost come full circle, because she most likely would have died in the Hunger Games if Katniss had not volunteered in her place in the first book. So there was almost like a weird closure to it, a denouement. And personally, I really liked the epilogue. I know that that's a controversial, not a lot of people like it, but I actually really love the epilogue where you see, Katniss in 20 years' time with children, with Peter, big spoiler there, and seeing what life is like after Hunger Games and seeing the impact that Katniss had. And it reminds us all that we can all make a difference. And I love all the quotes that are in the epilogue as well. My favourite is, Peter is the dandelion in the spring, the promise that things can be good again despite our losses. So those are the 3 books in the Hunger Games series, and I absolutely recommend you read them. Don't let any opinions or assumptions kind of cut you off from enjoying these amazing books. At least read the first one to get a feel if it's for you, but I think you'll find that you won't be able to put them down and you'll be absolutely aching to read the next two after you get the first one done. So there you go, guys. I hope you have a great week. Love you all. Bye!